So look, Mr. Glass, I did a little research on you last night. 2,421 yards, 20 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. How do you improve on that this season? Or have you looked at it and said, you know what, I'm going to be better next year?
Yeah, I've looked at it since the last game and said I want to be better, you know. We've been watching film all summer on last thing, just looking at things that I didn't do well, looking at things that I did do well, and just been improving.
Now, how disheartening was it for you all to go back and look and see that you lost 3 games by less than 5 points?
It was really disheartening, you know. That's what really been our driving factor this year. We've been focused on that a lot, and we've been focused on consistency and finishing, and not allowing people to basically beat us.
Now, being a quarterback is the leadership position. Everybody looks to the quarterback to lead in all aspects. That's on both sides of the ball as well. What have you done to take in the younger guys that's coming in this year, to take them under your wing and to show them the Alabama A&M way?
It just started in workouts, you know, just setting the example, going hard in everything I do, every rep. You know, just showing those guys that it all matters. It's all about the little things.
Now, if you had to compare yourself to any quarterback that's in the NFL, who would you say that your game is patterned after?
Probably Ben Roethlisberger, you know, because I'm not that mobile, but if you give me the chance, I'll dissect any defense.
And he's really tough, too. He's a big guy, because I covered the Texans back home.
Okay.
So when they came in, I was like, Big Ben is really, you know, Big Ben. But I also like his toughness because, you know, one of his receivers told me one time that Ben told them, don't ever stop. If you see me get hit, don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Get open so I can get you all the ball. Right. Is that the same type of mindset that you have?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, as long as the receivers run their routes and do what they're supposed to do, I'm going to get them the ball. You know, that's my job, to get the playmakers the ball, and no matter what happens, I'm going to do that.
Last question I have for you. 2 tables down is Alcorn State, SWAC champions. What are y'all doing in order to get ready for them to knock them off that throne?
We're just focused on ourselves and bettering ourselves every day. You know, we're not looking at any team. Yes, we see them, but we're not focused on them. You know, we got to take it one game at a time, one day at a time, and just get better.
Thank you, Mr. Glass. I appreciate it. Mr. Holloway. All right, Mr. Holloway. I did do my homework. 108 tackles, 51 solo, first team All-SWAC. Coming from the defensive back position, going into the linebacker position, that's 2 totally different worlds, right? How were you able to adjust to that?
Well, I would say it was kind of easy to adjust. You know, being at safety, you can see everything, and you can, you have to know everything. But playing linebacker, you right there in it. You right there in the action, right there where the line of scrimmage is, and you can just make plays. I think playing safety, being able to fly around with the ball, has helped me play linebacker flying around with the ball.
So, the last 3 games of the season, you had double-digit tackles. So, what got into you those last 3 games? Did you just have that mindset of, I'm going to finish strong?
Well, my mindset was like any other mindset, see ball, get ball. Yeah. So whenever I see somebody with the ball, just go and make a tackle. But I couldn't have done it without my D-line opening up the gaps for me to go and make the tackles, and my DBs covering long enough and helping me out with the tackles as well.
Now, who's the oldest out of you and your brother?
Oh, my brother's the oldest.
By how many minutes?
1 minute.
By 1 minute.
Yeah.
Does he remind you of that all the time?
No, he doesn't remind me that all the time. But I mean, I still think about it every now and then. But yeah.
And the reason why I ask you that is because, do you all compete amongst each other as well? You know, being twins, growing up with each other, do you all compete with each other still?
Yeah, we always competing, no matter if it's video games, football, basketball, just always competing no matter what. And that's the same with the team. We're always competing, trying to come in first. Offense trying to win, defense trying to win when it comes to practice. We're always competing.
And that's what I was going to ask you. What expectations do you have for your team? Having this, you know, having one of the best seasons under your belt now, how do you improve on that?
Well, we're trying to get better than we did last season, of course. We're trying to win more games, do what we can, compete, like I said, just get better every day. We're not trying to take no steps back. We're trying to get better every day, every single day.
All right, well, good luck to you, Mr. Holloway. I appreciate it. All right, Mr. Dancer. First of all, let me tell you, I'm Brian Bearfield. I'm out of Houston. I'm with Houston Style. magazine. All right, so now you play defensive line, right? I was listening to your coach last night on the video after, I guess, because you all didn't have a spring game, right? It was like a scrimmage, kind of like a small scrimmage, but not really.
It wasn't. We got rained out. Yeah.
So, but he was talking about you all had a lot of injuries during that time, right? You all had like 7 or 8 players out.
Yeah, man.
And so, when you see something like that, does that motivate you to say it's almost like next man up? Is that how you get your teammates involved as well?
Yes, sir. And we took it that way. The younger guys get more reps, and the older guys, got banged up, from the past season. We just took that time for the young guys to get reps.
All right. Now I know that the offense gets a lot of get a lot of the shine, and especially with the the open offense that they're running now. And but from a defensive standpoint, right? And from a defensive standpoint, what can we expect from you all this year?
That defense that come out and played the whole year last year, that came out and held people down, didn't let people score that too many points, kept us in the game, ran to the ball and just hustle defense. Just one of them that's just gonna wear you out and not let you get nothing.
Now, one table over from you is the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year in Noah Johnson, quarterback Noah Johnson out of Alcorn State, right?
Yeah.
How eager are you all to play Alcorn? Not only because they're an in-state rival, but now they're the SWAC champions, and now they sit on top. And there has to be some type of trash talking going on, especially with with social media and this, that, and other. How much are you looking forward to playing them this year?
That's a big game as always. And last year it was to see who go to the championship, and the talk it was there last year, and we let them slip away last year, but this year gonna be a different story.
Yeah. And you got Mississippi Valley. So, like, do you all, is there such thing as, like, the king of Mississippi? Is that what you all try to, is that bragging rights, beating both of them?
Yeah, most definitely is.
And now you got a lot of younger guys that are coming in, this year, right? On the defense side of the ball as well. What have you done as a veteran to take them under your wing and to teach them?
Basically show them how hard we work and what we expect to do on the field, basically tell them our defensive mindset and what we want to do as a defense, and so they can buy into it early before we even start camp. So that's what we do.
All right, now I'm going to swing on over here to Mr. Ponder. Bells, Texas.
Yes, sir.
What's the population of that? I wanted to look it up, but then I was like, no, I want to ask you.
I think the population of Bells, Texas is like 1,300 right now.
What's the closest? What's the nearest big city?
But it's near the Metroplex area. It's about Sherman and Denison. And so there's Walmarts and all kinds of stuff out there. So I'm not just out there in the middle of nowhere. But.
Now, what was it like? And then I'll get to your college. But what was it like playing for your father?
I've played for my father since I was a little guy. He coached my Pee Wee teams, my middle school teams, my high school teams, and so that was something that I think just brought me really close to football. And, I want to be a coach now too, and so it's something I've always been around and something that I really enjoy.
Now, 4,000 yards, 47 touchdowns, 12 interceptions in high school.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that some of the bigger name in-state colleges should have came calling?
I have no idea what should have happened or what could have happened, but I'm just excited the way things have worked out, and I'm really excited for the opportunities this year that we have in front of us.
And that's what I was listening. Like I said, I was listening to your interview as well after you all had finished the spring practice. And were you in a quarterback competition? Yeah,
we most definitely were, and I think we still are too. They said that I was in the lead of competition after the spring, but we're all still competing. And I think that's just something that makes our football team better. The more guys that we can have in that quarterback room competing, and the better the quarterback room can be, it's just going to make our team all that much better.
How excited are you to play in this offensive scheme that you all have?
I'm really excited. We can do some big things, and we're a tremendous defensive football team, and so I'm excited for the offense to produce this year, and I think that'll end up winning us a lot of football games.
Now, I got to ask this, right? And it's not this. I got to ask.
Got to.
How does it feel going to a HBCU?
I haven't even, sometimes, you notice it, but honestly, it's not something that affects me normally. Not something that I even really notice. I guess just in today's times, you don't
Yeah.
It's not as big as a deal as you would think it would be.
Yeah.
It's not as big as you think it would be.
Coach Dooley, first thing I gotta ask you is how proud are you of Quentin Bell being drafted into the NFL?
I thought that was a huge accomplishment for Prairie View as well as the SWAC, but I'm very proud of him. He's a young man that worked extremely hard, so I thought he did a great job, and I'm excited.
I want to talk about your offense just a little bit. Excuse me. You outscored your opponents 154 to 61 the last 3 games of the season. What was it that caused that offensive outburst in this work? Could you score 60-plus points the last 2 games?
I think when you're talking about a new team that had to learn a new system, they started gelling together as the season progressed, but apparently it wasn't enough because we didn't get to the big championship.
But you did end the season on a positive note by winning 2 games in a row. How can you use that to translate or take over into this year?
And that's one of the things that we talked about. Let's finish the season off strong so that we can have this to carry over to the next season. I think it brings a lot of excitement and letting the guys know what they can accomplish.
So I was at the game against Alcorn, and Alcorn ended up winning the SWAC. But you all had them on the ropes, and if it had not been for some turnovers inside the 20, because you all drove the ball on them really well, what can you do to improve on that this year, to cut down on the turnovers and be in contention to win the SWAC this year?
Well, that's part of the football game right there. You got to make sure that when you have opportunity, you got to make the most of it. And right now, we got to be a more disciplined team, and we understand that what it's going to take to win this conference. So we understand that, so we worked on some of those things, and we feel really excited about it.
Now I want to ask you a question, Tristen. Now it says that when doing my research, it said you was 4th in the SWAC last year and you averaged 63.9 yards a game. What have you done in the off season to improve on that?
I feel like this off season, not only myself but the whole receiver corps, we've just focused on getting better as a unit and just becoming the best version of ourselves, and just taking it game by game and just focusing each week on our opponent and just developing and seeking out their weakness. So that's all we've been working on this off season, just getting better as one unit.
Now y'all had a good group of young guys coming in this year. As a veteran, how are you gonna lead by example for them?
Like you said, you've already said it. Just lead by example. It's not too much I can say. I can only do everything in my power to make sure those guys are following and doing the right things and making the right decisions on and off the field.
Ron, I gotta ask you a question as well. So, being on the defensive side of the ball, and we just spoke about Quentin Bell being drafted into the NFL. What does that mean to you as well?
I mean a lot. I play next to him, so why would I not want to get where he at? So I got to work just as hard as he did.
All right, and coming back in as one of the veterans on the defensive side of the ball, what do you all feel like you all have to do in order to improve this year, to slow down some of the high-scoring teams you had this year?
Be more aggressive. Just way more aggressive. Don't give him a chance. Just every 3 and out, every play. Every time we on the field, 3 and out.
Is there any, now I know that Jackson State runs a wide open offense. Alcorn likes to do a lot of running with the quarterback as well. Have you all started to plan and scheme for that? I'm not asking you for the scheme or the plan. I'm just asking you, have you all started?
Yeah, we prepare. Our coaches stay on us. We always watch the film. We're always on the field doing walkthroughs. So we're prepared. We're gonna be prepared.
Thank you very much.
I'm Mike Wilbon, same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the podcast on the app or Apple Podcasts. Big Sarge Sports, shout out, world's oldest millennial.